I'm aware that you broke an altar
Yes.
in D.C.
Yes.
Tell me about this story.
Yeah, this was okay, and this was like, and I figured because we were corresponding about it, so I'll mention it here tonight. But the thing is, yeah, it was. This was the second gathering in Washington D.C. The first was the return. Then this was like almost like a follow-up to it. And I didn't plan it. You know, Lou Engle did.
Right.
But he wanted to do this with me. And so it was almost like the first one was linked to Moloch. You know, in the Return of the Gods, I talk about a dark trinity of gods. Yeah. Moloch, then you have Ishtar, and you have Baal, you know, in the reverse order. And Ishtar is the goddess of sexual immorality. She's the goddess of gender confusion. I mean, there's so much to this. I want to, June was her month, Pride Month. I mean, there's so much to it. But the thing is that, so this one I sensed, because he was going real, the burden was really much about this agenda, LGBT and the destruction of our children and all that's happening with this. And so the thing is that I was led, I said, we have to do this. We have to smash the altar of Ishtar. And the thing is, and it went with the whole thing. And so the thing is, it was Yom Kippur. And Yom Kippur is the holiest day of the year.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's also a day of casting out, evil. It's at the end of it, the high priest lays the sins on the scapegoat and casts it out of the nation. So I was led to do a prayer of casting out Ishtar, the spirit of Ishtar. The whole rainbow, everything, cast it out. And so I'm leading that. And then I don't know if you see it. And if you go online, I don't know if you had a chance, but go online, you can actually see that moment.
Okay.
And it's right in back of us. You see the Capitol building. Like where all our hands are to that and to the Capitol, and to where the president's going to be inaugurated. So it's just before the election. Just before the election. So and then I take out the sledgehammer they gave me, and I say, okay, now I smash it down, and it bounces up. The first time it bounces up. I said, Lord, this is not good. I knew I only had one more shot because all these other people wanted to join in. So I said, okay, Lord. So I said, so one more, I smash it, and the altar breaks in half and collapses on the floor. Falls on the floor. And then the people, everybody there, they take it and they smash this thing to smithereens. And it says Ishtar in Hebrew in there. And the thing is, now interesting, when I looked at it, and we didn't plan it this way. Yom Kippur ends at sundown. It begins at sundown, ends at sundown. Every Hebrew day ends at sundown. So you got to do this before sundown. In Washington, it was like 10 minutes before the sun set, just before. Where we made the altar came from our congregation. The people were staying up there praying. And the sun, the minute the Yom Kippur ended, the sun set, that's the minute that the altar broke, from where we were. And the thing is, now, fast forward, less than 30 days later comes the election, and Trump wins, as we know. The amazing thing that's happening, because when I'm doing it, and I don't know how you do things, I'm doing it in faith, because we have never seen this agenda roll back ever since Stonewall. It has only increased. Never has it rolled back. But when Trump came in, he has been rolling the agenda of Ishtar's. But in fact, what he's doing in all the rolling back of the rainbow, all rolling back of LGBT, what he's doing in the realm of government, in the realm of America, is he's smashing the altar of Ishtar. What we did on that day was a prophetic beginning of that. You know how God, of course, the prophetic acts. These are prophetic acts. But now it's actually happening.